This time on Bulletproof Tactical, we're going to take a look at the Glock 19. This is the Mariner model. It's a Generation 3. I know a lot of people don't know exactly what the Mariner is all about, so that's exactly what this review is going to be for. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of details about the firearm, so continue watching. There's plenty of holsters and all right, so let's go ahead and get started with today's review. The Glock 19 Mariner. Obviously, once again, this is a Generation 3. You guys can see. This one is brand new, unfired. Let's go ahead and safety check the firearm before we get started. All right, you guys can see all the magazines are empty. So let's go ahead and continue with today's review. So the Glock 19 Mariner, you guys can see, I'm going to talk a little bit about the differences of what the Mariner is all about. You guys can see we do get a laser engraved right here. It says Mariner. Other than that, it looks pretty much like a standard Glock 19, but you guys can see this one is made in the United States, and sights are plastic. The magazines are a little interesting. You guys can see we get 3 magazines, and they all have the factory extended base plate. So if instead of 15 rounds, we're able to fit 17 rounds. So for a total of 18 rounds if you carry it with one in the chamber. So I think that's a really good capacity. I really like these magazines. These base plates are really hard to find if you're trying to find them through Glock's website or any other parts store. Finding the original extended base plates is really hard. I've tried to get some myself and haven't had any luck, honestly. So the fact that they include 3 magazines all with the extended base plate is really nice. You guys can see as far as the trigger goes, the mag release, the slide lock, everything is exactly the same. So let's go ahead and talk about a little bit of history about this firearm. So apparently Glock developed this model under a contract, law enforcement or military contract. They're not sure exactly what it was. To a foreign country, people think it's the Philippines. Apparently that country backed out of the contract, so Glock had some of these laying around that really never fulfilled their purpose. The Glock Mariner was supposed to be used in wet conditions. People claim it shoots and cycles perfectly fine underwater. I've seen videos where it functions perfectly fine. So you guys might be thinking, what exactly is different about the Mariner, and why is this one able to shoot in wet environments or simply underwater? So Glock did a really genius move in their internals, which I'll go ahead and show you guys in a minute. They basically designed a different type of spring cup, which has some grooves that will allow the water or debris to actually cycle out of the mechanism to avoid the firing pin from getting caught up with that extra pressure in case there's water or debris. So let's go ahead and take this firearm apart. I want to show you guys the spring cups. And we're going to go ahead and compare it with a standard spring cup. As far as the spring cups, they're located right here. We're going to have to disassemble this mechanism right here. This is our firing pin, and this is the spring cup. You guys can see we do get little grooves in between. So just in case we do get water in here or debris, this will actually just push through the sides of those spring cups, right? And let's take down this one so you guys can get an idea of what they look like. The regular spring cups. And these are standard spring cups, so you guys can see no grooves here. They're just one solid piece of plastic, and this one has the cuts to allow water and debris to slide through. So that's the only real internal difference between the Mariner. So aside from the fact that you do get a laser engraved slide and all that, that's really the only main difference. If you guys were to take it apart, that's the only difference you're gonna find. So I really like that design. I think Glock should just really think of making that standard, you know, for all their Glocks. But you know, Glock likes to do things a bit different than everybody. And let's go ahead and get these guns assembled. There we go. All right, so as far as the internals go, this is really the only main difference that there is internally. Externally, we're going to see, of course, the engraved slide that says Mariner and the extended base plates. So as far as rarity goes, how much did I pay for this? You guys might be wondering, where was I able to locate one and if they're still in stock? So obviously this is a Generation 3. They're no longer selling the Mariner model. So what Glock decided to do when the contract didn't go through, all the Glock Mariners they had produced, they just decided to dump them into the US market for civilians. So this was intended to be a law enforcement or military contract gun only. They were not going to be sold to civilians. But since the contract failed to go through, they just decided to dump them into the US market. Another interesting fact is that you guys can see, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the labels. So Glock only puts these Shrek green, or I don't know what you want to call it, green labels on the Glocks they're going to export. So this was manufactured in the United States, but the green label basically indicates that it's for export only. So you guys can see this was sold in the US. It was intended to be exported and originally, but then again, you know, the contract did not go through. So whoever was able to get one of these was pretty lucky. I was actually lucky myself. I was able to get this one under the retail price. It's unfired, it's brand new, and I only paid $600 for it. I've been checking some prices online, and people are actually asking over $800, $900. I've seen some listed for $1,000 unfired. So I think I was pretty lucky to get this one. I think originally they were supposed to cost $650, so I was pretty lucky to pick one up. And I don't know, let me know in the comments, guys, what do you guys think about this firearm? I know it's interesting. They're pretty rare. As far as how many there are in circulation, according to the research I did, there's no more than 4,000 of these out there. So pretty rare for a Glock, you know, and definitely an interesting one. So let's take it down to the range, put a couple rounds through it, continue watching. All right, so we're back from the range. How did the firearm operate? You guys already know Glocks are really hard to make them fill. You know, we used cheap ammunition, nothing but steel case. We put 50 rounds through it, had 0 malfunctions, so I'm really happy with this purchase. This is definitely a Glock I'm gonna keep. I do actually anticipate these going up in value. You know, the Glock community will definitely want to buy these up, get their hands on one just as a collectible item. Once again, manufactured in the United States, export only, couple units made, military contract or law enforcement contract. We don't know exactly what it was. They never disclosed that information. So just an interesting piece of Glock history. I don't know. I kind of want to put an optic on it that will basically, I'll have to mill the slide. Please let me know in the comments what you think about that. I know a lot of people are going to say, don't ruin the slide. It's a rare Glock. You're going to kill the value on it. I don't know. I really think this is going to be my next everyday carry. So shoot me a comment. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Subscribe, like, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.